And we are live, baby. We are live. We're here with you guys. Happy to see you guys, despite the fact that we saw some absolute shit yesterday. And for some reason, I decided I'm a glutton for punishment, and I went back and I rewatched the match again. I don't know why I did it, but I did. So I wanted to be able to break down a couple more things and just see a couple different things. And it wasn't any easier the second time, guys. I'm going to tell you that much right now. But I'm joined today by a couple of friends. I'm joined by my buddy, Craig Perota. Craig, how you doing, man?
All good. All good. Well, no, I'm lying. No, I feel absolutely shit. I'm still wounded from yesterday.
No, I get it, man. Trust me, I get it. And then we are also joined by new friend, and can't wait to get this guy's opinions because we've been chatting back and forth a little bit here recently.
Man.
Carl, how you doing, bro?
How's it going, man? Yeah, good. Well, like Craig says, apart from yesterday, which is a pretty shit day. But yeah, no, apart from that, man, I'm all good, man. Good. I mean, listen, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's sports, and sports can literally make your life the greatest thing in the world or make them literally the worst thing. And I try to remind myself all the time, at the end of the day, it's just a game, and I'm not the one that's playing it.
You sound like my wife.
It's hard. It's hard. Like, honestly, like you get fucking invested in this, man. And like with the way that the club has been playing recently, it's hard being
it's hard and it's worrying.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, I wanted to first. I'm going to go to Carl first. I mean, Carl, you messaged me about like 5 minutes before the match ended, and you were like, "Andrew, you got to get me on." And I was like, "All right, dude, let's do this."
I knew it was coming. He was fishing. I
was there with a massive rod, like, just get me on. Just get me on now.
Oh, dude, and believe me, I get everybody wanting to get on right now. So, I mean, Carl, give me some of your thoughts on the match, man.
So, yesterday, when we seen the lineups, right, we seen a 3-5-2, and I thought, he's going to go for it. He's actually going to give it a shot. And then, obviously, the first 20 minutes, we got absolutely battered. Like, we don't really get out of our half. You know, we got gifted a goal from Alisson, who's, you know, meant to be one of the best keepers in the league.
In the world,
better than Spanish Dave, apparently. You know, and I think we gone in 1-1, luckily, but we never looked like, after we sort of weathered the storm in the first 20 minutes, we never looked like being beat. I didn't think, anyway. And then obviously we've come out at half time. Dalot's come off. No idea why. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna go for it, you got to keep your wing backs in there. He's brought Fellaini on. It's just like, you know, where's your creativity when you've got Fellaini, Herrera, you know, as your two centre midfield, and you got nothing going forward, which released Robertson, who's probably the best crosser of the ball in the league at the minute, from left back.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's the thinking behind it. It was just insane. That's what frustrated me, because we never looked like getting battered, but then obviously he did that, and then we lost massively. We didn't even get close to him. Do you know what I mean, in the second half?
No. Oh, the second half was honestly just,
we fell to bits.
Yeah.
Like they had that sub. They put Shaqiri on, and he just fucking blitzed us. Yeah. Like, absolutely blitzed us, and he cost £12 million.
Bargain, mate.
£12 million.
Bargain of the season.
Why didn't we fucking go for him, man?
We don't need wingers.
No.
No, we don't need wingers. You know, we don't need goal scorers. Do you know what I mean? We need people that will go through brick walls.
Yeah, and real quick, guys, I definitely wanted to shout this out. So I was watching this academy game and watching Mason Greenwood and the performance he put in today in this Youth FA Cup, and just seeing the first touch that this kid has, Jesus Christ! Like, I don't understand how he isn't getting a shout into the first team squad already.
I know why he's not.
Well, we all know why he's not.
We all know why. Not just because of the dickhead that's in charge. There is a big step from youth academy playing to under 21s to under 23s to Premier League.
Premier League,
You know, like that. There was a big, and there's that, and then there is a big difference between League One and the Championship. Do you know what I mean? And
massive difference.
Massive difference, and you can tell. And I just think that is the only reason. Like, it's got to be, and maybe he's not ready. Maybe he'll get his chance like Rashford did. You know,
we've got 4 really big talents, in the system at the minute. We've got Gomez, Mason Greenwood,
Chong,
Chong, James Garner's another one as well.
Yeah.
He was on the bench the other day. So them 4 could be the next the core of the United side over the next 20 years.
I'm not even joking. I use Gardner on FIFA.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean?
Well, and then you can add in the fact that we've got some midfielders in there like Adama Traore, and we've got tons of talent that's down in the youth squad. And listen, I think we all can agree, not all of them are going to make it.
No.
But
not everyone.
You're never going to know until you at least get the chance.
If you throw all 10 of them into that mix, you are going to get a few that does come through. You know, you're going to get a majority that will come through. And that Greenwood, he's got it. I mean, Chong's got it. Gomez has got it. You know, but it's just when the time is right for him. You know, maybe an FA Cup game here, Carling Cup game here. You know, take them on tour, but then don't send them out on loan.
Yeah, no, I agree. But so, I mean, Craig, you were there at this match, and you spent your hard-earned money to go up and watch that. I mean, give me your thoughts on it. I know I watched your fan cam yesterday, but give me your thoughts on the match, bro.
Like I said previous, it was just how long could we hold on until Liverpool scored, because they come at us, and I don't even think they come at us at full strength. Like, they had players that didn't, like Keita. He hadn't played. Nathaniel Klein, whatever his name is, Klein, he didn't even play. That's his first game yesterday. Do you know what I mean? We just got bullied. And then the tactical decision to put Fellaini on. Come on, man.
At halftime,
Come on. Like, nah, man. And you took Dalot off.
Like,
Dalot run with a ball.
Fellaini is somebody that is fantastic at getting in the box and causing problems and putting in a good header once in a while.
He's not a fan favorite. He's a manager's favorite.
No, he's
you know
absolutely favorite.
But
if you're going to put him out there, why are you going to take off one of the guys that's the best crossers of the ball in the team?
He's the only crosser of the ball.
No one else can beat the front fucking man, can they?
Like, I thought Lukaku would legitly give them centre-backs, Lovren and Van Dijk, a bit of a run-in. But nothing, mate. Absolutely fuck all.
Didn't even look like scoring, did he?
Mate, he looks fat, overweight. Like,
at this point, I will say it's starting to look more and more like Lukaku is gaining bad weight.
Yeah.
You're starting to kind of see like a barrel in a sense. Like, he looked more like a barrel, whereas opposed to last season, he looked like an animal. He looked like somebody that...
Look at his West Brom days. Look at his Chelsea days. Look at his Anderlecht days. Look at his Everton. When he first went to Everton, he was a decent size. He could run with a ball. He could go through players. All right, his first touch weren't decent, but he got on the end. He got on the end of headers. He had a spring in his step. He was kind of the perfect striker. And now we've got the most worst striker in the Premier League. Yeah. Danny Ings has got more goals than him. Danny Ings got 2 at the weekend, and he's injury prone.
I mean, you know what I mean? Funny enough, Lukaku really is starting to look more and more like Mark Henry every day.
I love Mark Henry.
So do I.
Man. I think it's funny. I literally just say that as Christopher Alley says that. Like, honestly, he really is starting to look more and more like Mark Henry up front. Look more and more like a power lifter rather than a striker in a top 6 club. So,
what was the point of buying Fred? I think Fred would have thrived in that game yesterday.
I think Pogba would have done well as well, if I'm honest, mate.
Yeah. Do you know what? If I'm Pogba, I'm not even joking. I love the guy, and I think he's world class. People can slate me. He's world class. You don't just lose talent for being in one team. Going from Juventus to.
Somebody rang the doorbell, guys. You guys go ahead and keep going. I'm going to go figure out what's going on. Hey! Oh.
well, this is awkward, isn't it?
It's not awkward. We'll carry it. It's fine.
But yeah, I think Fred would have thrived yesterday. I think Pogba would have thrived yesterday. Yeah. But they just bullied us. Like Fabinho, Keita, Vermaelen. Them three look mustard, mate.
I know, mate, but that's what Liverpool have got. What we haven't, well, we have, but they're all on the bench. You know what I mean? They've got the midfielders that can unlock a door. Do you know that ball from Fabinho to Mane for their first goal, mate?
Oh, mate, it was just like but.
I know, mate. Little dink over the top. Yeah. There's your goal. Do you know what I mean? It's easily done. But where we've got Fellaini who needs 4 touches, Matic I've seen a double-decker bus turn quicker than Matic. Do you know what I mean?
Mate.
But
then you've got players that can move. Like, all right, Mata can't move as quick, but he's so good visually.
Yeah, with the ball at his feet, mate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've got Pereira who can ping a ball, who can move with the ball. We've got Fred who can move with the ball, who's kind of aggressive with his tackling, and his tackling rate is good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You need that. You need that bit of aggression in midfield.
You got Lukaku, which is his first touch is that bad. To get his ball back, he injures himself.
Exactly. What did Giggsy say? He said we used to have strikers like Cantona to turn bad balls into good balls, but now we've got strikers that turn good balls into bad balls.
I want that interview. I want to see that interview so bad because there were he came up with some more fire comments other than just that, talking about the entire team and the way that they're playing right now. There was some amazing quotes from that. So, but guys, let's get into this a little bit. So, did you guys notice any particular player for us yesterday that really stood out as giving their all in that performance? I'm just curious because from going back and watching it,
Rashford,
I was about to say Rashford, yeah.
Rashford.
The only guy that really
Rashford and Herrera.
Herrera too.
Yeah. To me, Herrera, when he plays, he does give all, and he is very passionate. He is very passionate. But then you've got Matic, who knows his position is concrete, man. And he just does his thing, doesn't he? But he just gives balls up quickly. He got bullied off the ball by players that are about 4 foot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Rashford probably.
So if we Doug, who is our favorite Liverpool fan, he's
hi Doug.
He said Delo for a half was giving his all, which I actually that's another person I agree with.
He was trying things like taking it around the wing backs. He was trying, and you can't hate and you can't diss a trier. No, you can't. At least he's trying to move forward with the ball instead of this bullshit sideways football.
Sideways backwards.
You know what I mean? We had it with Van Gaal. Sideways football. We won't win the game, but we won't lose the game. We'll just pass the shit out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, boring, isn't it? Slow.
Yeah. But Dalot did all right. I'll give him that. Lingard played all right.
So, the one reason why I really noticed Rashford was he was constantly making runs, and it was like guys couldn't get him the ball properly.
No. Yeah, they couldn't. Balls, they weren't talking. Balls were going here, there, and everywhere, and you could see through the players' postures, and they're like, "What? Why'd you do that?" And we would watch it. We was watching it. It was like, "What? Why?"
Yeah,
and it's passes were too hard, or passes were too soft, passes were too long. But
It's that quality, isn't it? It's having that quality.
Yeah.
The only
We
reason
haven't got quality, mate.
Oh, we haven't, mate. Rashford stands out every week because he's the only one that will get the ball with back to goal, turn and run at the goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where everyone else, like you say, needs 3 or 4 touches and overhit a ball.
And then I thought when Martial come on, he had a positive impact because I think that Martial, Lingard, and Jesse, Rashford, and Martial, they play well together.
Yeah, it's pace.
One touch, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's one touch football, but it's good football.
Yeah, that's it.
It's what Man United is about.
Exactly.
You know,
but
it was too late then.
You bring in Martial on with like 12 minutes to go, whatever it is.
What is the point?
Matter with 7 minutes to go. It's like, come on, give him a chance. Give him a chance
Give him
to
a
do
half.
something. Exactly.
You know?
It was shit. The decision making and the subs were awful.
Yeah. No, I didn't understand anything that would, like, I saw the lineup come out like both of you did, and I was like, I don't even know what this is going to be. I couldn't tell if Young was going to be playing as a winger or if we were going to be playing a 3-5-2. I genuinely couldn't tell what it was going to be. The substitutions didn't make sense. The tactics, especially when we went down, didn't make sense. Continuing to just sit back and allow them to continue to pile on top of us and just – I was honestly at one point – it was probably – so my second time watching it was about the 75th minute in. I was just like – what are we even doing?
We had no game plan.
No,
we had nothing. Like Liverpool outmuscled us on every position, mate.
Yeah.
We only ever go into big games with one game plan, really, and it's damage limitation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's go to these big clubs and be like, let's not get battered. But like, when was that a thing? You know what I mean?
We got bad, mate.
I know we've gone there not to get battered, and we've been
got battered.
It don't work. Do you know what I mean? Just change it.
It's weird because I feel like what Mourinho, and I just really thought of this. I feel like what Mourinho does, honestly, is he looks at like what's going on right now, and I feel like when he looks at what the score lines are that are being put out, that's all he's going to care about is the score lines at the end of the day. Because a 2-1, a 3-1 loss on his record book isn't going to look as bad as like a 5-1, 6-1. He's just, like Carl just said, he's trying to do damage limitation and trying to just make it so at the end of the day, his reputation will be able to survive. But the funny thing is, all the rumors I'm seeing right now is that he will never get another top job again, ever. I've heard that he's going to Portugal after this. Like that was, I've seen that from 2 different sources, that the only job that he'll actually take was the Portugal job after this, because I don't think that any big club will actually have him.
I don't want him at the Portugal job, man.
You've got to suffer him even longer.
I've got to suffer him even longer, man. That's just funny.
I mean, Carl, so like talking about some of these players, I mean, same for you. Did you notice anybody that stood out in a positive way? And let's go to the reverse. Who stood out to you in a negative way yesterday?
I think, do you know what? I think Eric Bailly was decent yesterday. You know, he put his body on the line at some times. You know what I mean? It was one time when the ball came in, he just chucked his head at it a bit like Vidic used to. Do you know what I mean? And in the first half, I'd say Rashford, Lingard was half decent. Rashford was probably the best player on the pitch. Delo until he come off. Apart from that, mate, not really.
You know what? Like you said, fair play to Eric Bailly though, man, because he come on, he didn't know he was starting until like 2 minutes before the game. Like,
do you know what? Right, I don't understand why that guy isn't playing.
He could play. He could be one of the best the best other half to the best centre backs in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? He's amazing. The things he does, like you said, he puts his body on the line. Like he'll throw himself in front of a ball.
I think when Bailly and Lindelof play together, it reminds me a bit like a Ferdinand Vidic sort of partnership, where Bailly's more of the hard man, and you know what I mean, and Lindelof will get the ball and step into midfield like Rio used to. Do you know what I mean? And he can play. So I'd rather see them two play more often.
I thought Lindelof touched the ball too much yesterday. Like, there was a couple of times where he gave the ball away and we was like, oh, this is going to be a goal. This is a goal. Well done, Lindelof.
I think that comes from him forcing himself back too early. Do you know what I mean? Because he had an injury last week. You know, and miraculously he's back and playing. It's like he did look a bit unfit, I think, yesterday. But
Jose come out though, didn't he, and said Lindelof, he had 1 day training. Ashley Young had 1 day training. Darmian, he had 1 day training. Ashley Young had 1 day training. He's like, I'm happy with my squad. I was like, if you're happy with that squad, then
I think
get to bed.
Yeah, just go home.
Go home, mate. Go to your hotel room.
And real quick, I just wanted to say thank you to my mods. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Matthew, I saw your message. Thank you.
Hey, Matthew.
So, but yeah, just guys, I don't understand how we run out these players that we all see as being Deadwood players. Players like Darmian, players like Phil Jones. I mean, players like Matic, who I don't even know if Matic is necessarily Deadwood. I don't know if he needs a break or what, but like I just don't know. But there's so many players that continue to get ran out there week in and week out under Mourinho, and I feel like the only purpose of it is just for Mourinho to prove a point. I feel like that's the case. I feel like he's just trying to prove a point of you didn't buy me players, so I'm going to play the players that I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, if you want these guys, I'm playing these guys. And honestly, I kind of respect him for it. I know that sounds weird.
Like, I can understand him using Darmian. Like, sometimes I'll look at Darmian and I think he ain't a bad player. Sometimes. But then sometimes he's fucking dismal. Like, it's fucking horrendous. And like, and Jose still continues to use him. But like you said, Andrew, like he's got to use what he's got. And Darmian is what he's got. You know, because the board ain't backed him. You know, they didn't buy him Danny Rose. They didn't buy him what's his name? Neuer. They didn't buy him Alderweireld. So he's got to use what he's got, and what he's got is a load of shit.
Chris Smalling, Phil Jones.
Chris Smalling, Phil Jones. Have you seen that Kanye West advert?
I retweeted it today as well. Funny.
Honestly, like I just am honestly at a loss. I mean, and Carl, like when you messaged me, like I could literally I could feel everybody's frustration brewing.
Yeah.
And just I was expecting to get more of those than I did. And honestly, like, Carl, I want you to kind of give your I want you to go on a little bit of a rant here, because when you met, I could literally tell how pissed off you were. And then I also want to let Craig get his chance to rant, especially because he was there live and he had to pay good money to not only get his ticket, but then travel up, travel back. Like,
that's it, yeah.
The big day. So, Carl, go ahead, man. I want you to give me a little bit of a rant here.
Do you know? You asked me the question about, are we losing our identity? And it's clear to see from everyone that we are. So, I mean, what frustrates me is we used to go to these games like Liverpool, Liverpool at home, Liverpool away, City away. Well, not so much City because they've only decided to be a big club recently, haven't they? Your Arsenals and stuff like. We used to go there with the mentality of we will score more goals than you. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't a, you could score 2, we'll score 3. And like I said earlier, it's now like, granted, I don't think we've got the squad to really compete as much as we have done over the years. Do you know what I mean? Because, City, Liverpool, they have got a better team than us. They're better, a collective of the 25 that you have to register. Their 25s are a lot better than ours. Much
better, mate. Like,
do you know what I mean? And I see people in the comments saying, like, how is 400 million quid not being backed? It is being backed, but then Pep's had a lot more money than that. He spent that on a back 4. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got, but it all comes down to, Mourinho's not spent the money very well.
He spent his shit, mate.
He's not spent the money great, but then I think that also comes to we get held to ransom because
we are Man United.
Yeah, we're Man United. We're so sponsorship orientated. Everyone knows we've got all this money. Do you know what I mean? We're going to get held to ransom, but then It's just frustrating because I've calmed down a little bit from yesterday because I was fucking raging yesterday.
I get it, man.
It's just I want us to go out and actually attack teams. I want us to actually give it a go. Like, don't just sit back and just let teams just pick us apart, because that's what's happened. Do you know what I mean? It's got to the point now where Craig knows I only live 20 minutes away from the ground. Do you know what I mean? I cannot be asked to go out in the cold and watch that shit. Do you know what I mean? I pay my ticket every month, and I haven't been since Spurs at home.
Honestly, though, man, I don't blame you. Thank you. I honestly don't blame you. I don't. Like, with the way that the performances have been going, with the way that everything at the club has been going, I don't blame people for not wanting to go and watch something where, I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson said it. You have a duty to entertain and to bring basically entertainment to fans. Mm-hmm. That's your job.
He ain't bringing that now.
And you are not getting your entertainment dollars worth.
No,
I get it.
Not a chance.
Oh, I get it.
Jimmy, we went
damaging my health, mate.
So we went to Leicester first game of the season.
Yeah, I went there.
We stole a win there, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like,
was that 2-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, we weren't even good then. We went 2-0 up, but they looked like scoring more goals.
And then we got dicked by Tottenham.
Which I thought we looked all right, but then all of a sudden fell apart. They scored like 3 really
Lucas
quick goals.
Moura.
That's what I mean.
Another player.
I said, didn't we get linked to Lucas Moura once?
As I was saying, another fucking player we let slip. Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
Well, Carl, I remember that Tottenham game very well because I left that game feeling really weird. I was like, at least we're trying things.
Yeah.
You're at least trying to make things happen. And like, yeah, we lost, but at the end of the day, sometimes going out there and doing that, you're gonna lose. It just is gonna happen.
Look,
every game.
Yeah, exactly. But then that comes from, the top teams, top players actually stepping up.
Yeah.
I mean, Moura got 2, Harry Kane got the other. You know what I mean? Like, where's our top players? But
you know what I mean?
Is what it is.
And then Harry Kane, of course, got his first ever goal, like in what was it? It's like the month of August or something like that, because of like never has scored a goal in August before, and all of a sudden he gets his first ever goal in August.
And then Lucas Moura gets 2 past us as well.
Just I mean, and Saeed, with end of the day, Mourinho's a dinosaur. He's holding us for ransom to get his sack payment. The season was dead in November, and that's November. November, it's crazy to think that we're right now at such a low point that like our season was genuinely over in November.
Yeah.
When Mourinho came out with the comments of we could still make top 4 by Christmas, I was like,
the guy's drunk, mate.
He seems like he could be drinking 24/7. I believe it. But I mean, in fairness, like I said, I realize there's problems from the very top to the very bottom. I realize that, like, in reality, he should have been backed or sacked in the offseason. And I feel like he was only kind of backed.
Yeah.
Only kind of. And I get, like, why he would be frustrated with the board, but at the same time, you got a job, like we were just talking about, to entertain fans. And he's doing it.
But then can you understand why the board then backed him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I've had this conversation with like various people. Like, he wanted Mkhitaryan, he got Mkhitaryan, he fucked him off. Got Alexis Sanchez, done his thing, he's shit, he ain't doing his thing. Do you know what I mean? Brought in Eric Bailly, look what he's doing to him. Brought in Fred, look what he's doing to him. Brought Paul Pogba. Okay, there's rumours that Paul Pogba wasn't a Jose signing. He was a Manchester United board signing. But nevertheless, he's a Man United player. Use him. He's probably, to me, he's our captain. He needs to play. He runs that midfield. He is a presence in that midfield. No matter if Jose likes him or doesn't like him, the guy needs to play. Do you know what I mean?
You're paying a guy that much money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it's not even about money. It's just about presence. He ain't a player that's never played at Manchester United. He's a Manchester United academy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's from the academy. Do you know what I mean? Same as Jesse Lingard. You know, and
well, players that get what's going on at the club. It's just the truth. We do have so few players that get the club, and having players like Marcus Rashford and Jesse Lingard and Paul Pogba that have all been there and been a part of the academy and have come up and have been around our greats. They have been. They've been around our greats. You would think that you'd want to have players like that in and around the squad all the time and always starting at the very least. Like
we haven't got that role model at Manchester United no more.
No, that voice in it, that big,
we haven't
strong
got that
voice.
Rio Ferdinand, you know, we haven't got that Roy Keane. We haven't got, you know, Gary Neville. We ain't got, you know, I know Paul Scholes was pretty quiet. You know, I think the only person that comes into my head that, you know, is Rio Ferdinand because he had a big voice, you know. Pogba doesn't open his mouth at Manchester United like he does for France. You know, there's that video of him saying you're 90 minutes away from being world champions. You know, he does. I don't think he opens his mouth like that. I don't think he gave that. You know, I don't think he gives that because I don't think Paul Pogba feels. What's the word? He doesn't feel.
He's a needs to be loved player, doesn't he?
I don't think he feels loved by the club. Well, not the club, by the manager.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we know Deschamps loves Pogba.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But Pogba's not guaranteed first place.
At the same time, though, Deschamps did have his issues with Pogba at one point in time.
Yeah. But
at the same time,
he squashed it. But he squashed it, and he thrives it in France. You know, okay, he's not guaranteed a starting role because the France squad are so deep with talent, you know, that Pogba takes his chances when he does play for France, you know, and to be fair, he's the biggest player Manchester United have got.
Yeah. Well, and so Michael Hubbard, I do appreciate what you're saying there with like loved or not, Paul Pogba needs to improve. And listen, I get that. Paul Pogba
you can't just pinpoint one player. The whole squad needs to improve.
I agree.
The whole squad.
I agree. And real quick, I did want to say, so I mean, I don't know how to pronounce your first name, bro, but Doncor, I think is your last name, 50 million pound player, and you leave him on the bench. I know you're referring to Fred there. And we all get it because that's been almost all of Mourinho's signing too.
Yeah, that's what he does with his signings.
Sign and then been put on the bench. I mean, you could go all the way back to, other than Paul Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic, everybody else has
been benched.
Come in.
Yeah, every single one.
Started like maybe the first couple of games and then been benched immediately after.
Well, Eric Bailly, wasn't it? Eric Bailly, the first season he was here, him and Rojo were playing week out. And then he got injured, and then the tweets went out. He liked a photo or something, and because he hangs around Paul Pogba, and then he got injured. You know, it's. I think Jose takes things to heart too much as well. By the
he's soft it.
You know?
He's too soft. You know what I mean?
Like, you know, and you're a manager. Why can't players be on social media?
Exactly.
You know.
I actually, so I'm gonna ask you guys both a question that came from Michael Hubbard because we were just kind of talking about Paul Pogba, and yes, he has been underperforming, but this is a fantastic question. So, Carl, I'll go to you first on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Is Paul Pogba world class?
Yeah, there is no way someone can win a World Cup, right? And he wasn't even bad in that France team. In the final, he stepped up. Do you know what I mean? He was top notch in that World Cup final. Mm-hmm. You know, against City last season, you know, he fucking dug us out a massive hole. You know what I mean? When we were losing it there, he scored 2 goals.
People forget that though, mate. You know what I mean? People are fickle, bruv.
Yeah, they are. Of course they are. It's
fickle.
Do you know what? It's a tough one because yes, he doesn't. Sometimes he goes missing. Do you know what I mean? But then I think sometimes it's the players around him that need to help him along his way as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, because at the end of the day, you can make the argument, because it happens in the NFL a lot, where if you have one great player, and the perfect example of that is somebody like a Tom Brady or somebody like an Aaron Rodgers, that they literally bring everybody in their team up to their level. And there's a lot of people that will think, why isn't Paul Pogba doing that? But I feel like with world football, it's a very different game. If you could be one world-class player, but if ultimately all of your other players are letting you down, there's not a lot you can do, because Paul Pogba can put in amazing passes all day long, but if his players can't bring them down and control them,
or score,
what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
By the way, I love this comment by Mr. Exclusive. Giroud won a World Cup. He's not world class. I agree.
that's pretty good, Mr. Exclusive. That is
shite.
Like,
but listen, Giroud is a baller, right? You got to watch him, watch what he does.
Yeah,
right. I don't like. He's not world class, no, but he uses what he's got well. Like, and that's why he plays for France. That's why he gets where he gets with France, and that's why he gets used at Chelsea. Did you watch his free kick? Did you see his free kick?
I've not seen his free kick, no.
Watch it. Watch it. You'll be like,
Do you know what, mate? After the weekend, I lost all interest in football.
I don't blame you either.
Mate, I'm up there. I'm back up there Boxing Day, ain't I?
So, actually, I really like this comment from AFAF, because it does make you think, because everybody in the world knows about the World Cup. And what they said is, tell anyone who knows nothing about football that a World Cup winner is benched or even excluded from the first team by a manager, and he will question the manager's mental health. And that's exactly what's going on with Paul Pogba. Yeah. That's very, very fair. Like, not even like in a game against a team like Liverpool isn't even seeing the pitch. And my homie Matthew called it before the season even began. Before the game even began, that one of Mata, Martial, or Pogba were going to be left on the bench. And funny enough, wound up being Pogba. And I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't understand leaving a player with that much talent on the bench all game, but yet you'll bring on Fellaini.
I hate him as well. I hate Fellaini.
But we all know, I don't know what Fellaini does to him, but he loves him.
Like, he absolutely loves him.
Like everything. I reckon he's the first person that gets a Christmas card. like definitely.
And in fairness, Fellaini serves a purpose at Manchester United. I realize that. Like, I'm not saying that Fellaini is a completely useless footballer and should never see the pitch ever. I realize he serves a purpose. But the way that Mourinho plays him is not the way that his purpose should be served. That's where a lot of the problem with people that don't like Fellaini come in. He should be playing up and in the box. Like, when I saw Fellaini come on, I saw it on the TV that he was coming on, but it didn't say who it was coming on for. I thought for sure, I was like, if he's coming on for Lukaku, I actually don't mind that with the way that we're trying to play this game.
Yeah.
But we all know that he was never going to take off Lukaku, so I was like, so who's he taking him off for? And at the end of the day, taking off a guy that can cross the ball into a guy that knows how to get in the box and head the ball and cause destruction.
You're taking away a bit of the puzzle, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like you said, it's frustrating, and it's weird moves from Jose. It's like he deliberately fucked that match up. You know, but
ultimately, at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. And Liverpool were bound to win one eventually against us. It just was bound to happen. And at least they beat us at their home. Like, that's the only positive I'm taking from it, is at least they beat us at their home. But in all honesty, when they come here, I'm expecting the same exact game plan and the same exact everything if Mourinho is still here. Which that's exactly what I'd be doing, Carl. Just like, why? Like, why are we going to try and run out the same exact game plan that failed once?
And it's Jose, mate, and it doesn't fucking learn.
The thing is, everyone knows
he'll
what's
play.
going to happen.
He'll play Fellaini and Matic, and who else?
Herrera
and Herrera.
All of the defensive midfielders.
Yeah,
all of them.
Yeah. But the night before, we'll see Pereira Fred and, I don't know, someone else play on the under-21s. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so, Craig, I wanted to ask you, because you were at the ground yesterday, what was the attitude amongst the fans, and what was like the overall just feeling during and then after the match amongst all of you?
Before the match, before the match, it was quiet. You could talk normally with a crowd going. Then we saw the team news, and we were like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So, yeah, we were buzzing. And then the game just went, and that was it. The first 20 minutes, we were like, we are going to get absolutely dicked here. I looked at Flex looked at me, and we were like, yeah, we're going to get back there. Like, but the atmosphere, the away fans were shit. We were shit. We sung a little bit, not like it used to be. Like, nah. Obviously,
that comes with knowing what's going to happen, though, doesn't it?
Exactly. And after the first goal, I think 1-1. I thought, yeah, we might claw. I might get my 2-1 that I said, but nah. They were just better. They were just better. We was in fifth gear from first minute, but then they just played second gear and then didn't even go fifth, did they? Do you know what I mean? It was.
I felt like Liverpool didn't even play their best game, and yet
they didn't.
Won.
They didn't even bring their A game.
They didn't just win, though. They won comfortably.
Yeah, they won comfortably. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, the 2 deflected goals, when I went back and watched it again, both of them, De Gea was on track to save them. And because they took the deflection, it made all the difference in the world. It does. It's one of those things that sometimes you just get unlucky, and that's
football, man. That's football.
They had 36 shots on goal. I'm surprised they didn't score more.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like an Andy Cole ratio.
It's pretty true, pretty accurate right there. Love Andy Cole. Don't get me wrong.
I love Andy Cole, man. He's one of the best strikers I've ever liked.
That's number 9. I miss that though, mate. You start up front with Andy Cole and Dwight York, and then
and then finish off with Teddy and Ollie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Where's that gone,
bro?
We all know where that's gone. It went with
Lukaku's eating
them. But I actually really like this comment, because it is what a lot of people have the argument about with Paul Pogba. It's Paul Pogba is a talented player, but he needs to step up to the plate and take the club seriously and stop acting like an R&B rapper with dance moves if he wants to have his career pick up and be recognized for the great player that he is. Because I do think that sometimes too many people focus on what he's doing off the pitch. And don't get me wrong, for me personally, I realize that the game has changed, and I don't mind a player going out there and living his best life.
Right, I'm going to go to town on this. Paul Pogba can do what the hell he wants when he's not in a Manchester United shirt. And if he wants to do what he wants after the game, after training, he can do what he wants. If he wants to put it on social media, he can do what he wants. Why do players get so penalised for what they do, what haircut they get, what they wear, if they want to dab? If he wants, why do they get penalised? Paul Pogba can only play what he plays with the team he has. You can only fix a car with the tools you have.
Yeah.
It's a great analogy, that.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, so I did want to talk about this real quick, and we'll kind of start wrapping it up a little bit. But so with getting the draw of PSG in the championship. That was pretty much my reaction too. I was like, okay, that's good. I like that.
At least I get to see Neymar.
Yeah, at least
that's what I actually said. I said, at least you get to see some decent attacking players.
Like, we have one of the worst run of fixtures we could possibly have in that little stretch there. And in all honesty, I think we'll be lucky to walk out of just that little stretch with 3 points in the league, and then we'll be incredibly lucky if we manage to beat PSG.
Right. What we got to understand is what everyone's got to understand is, okay, yeah, they have good players. Yeah, they got good players, like phenomenal players. But it's the French fucking league, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Anything is possible. And I don't care. People can taint me for this or call me a dickhead or whatever. It's the French league, man.
No, you're not.
Neymar is playing in one of the shittest, deadest leagues just to get his £350,000 a week.
No, I heard he's making a hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well, let's put them big boys in the Premier League and see how they get.
Yeah.
How would Neymar have got on with John Terry? I reckon John Terry would have broke his legs if he come in the Premier League.
Well, but ultimately, what we're talking about here is we're talking about a Mourinho Premier League team.
But I reckon we can come. I reckon we could pull off something. I really do.
I was confident. I was confident at the start of Sunday if you see my tweets, and then no one happened.
Yeah, well, that's going to be me in January then, isn't it? You know what I mean? But I always love my club. I'm not going to back my club to lose. Right?
No.
I'm not a fucking idiot. I love my club to the moon and back. Yeah, I'll always back them to win. Right? If they lose, fair play. They lose. They lose against Paris Saint-Germain. Right?
Yeah,
it's not.
It's not easy. I wanted to shout out Matthew's comment here. It is the French league, but we're also playing at the level of Strasbourg right now. So yeah, it's very, very accurate. I mean, Carl, give me your thoughts about those years and just like that run in general, because that is going to be rough.
Yeah, it's going to be more than I think. I honestly think that if we don't pick up points in the Premier League, if we get beat by PSG and we lose, we've got Arsenal, Liverpool again at PSG.
I think it's Arsenal, Tottenham, and City.
Yeah, Arsenal, Tottenham, and City. Sorry, it's if we don't pick up points in any of these games, I think that's when you're going to see the end of Mourinho. Do you know what I mean? Especially if we go out the Champions League, it's a dead season. Then there's nothing to play for. Do you know what I mean?
No, nothing.
I'll be surprised if we even make the top 6.
I said that.
Do you know what I mean? The times have changed now where like we used to have, 2 or 3 teams battling out for the title. And there's now 6 or 7 teams in this league that are decent. And I think if we drop points against, obviously, like your Arsenal City and that, which, inevitably we will. I think we will drop points. But it's how bad that happens.
I remember when we used to have 2 teams. Do you know what I mean? We could play 2 teams easy
and still win. It's like
exactly play with John O'Shea, Wes Brown, and they would get the goals.
Exactly. Well, I said to Andrew the other day, like I said, we had Arsenal at home with like 6 defenders on the pitch or whatever it is, 1-8-2.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them.
But Kazim, I do ultimately agree with you. I think that if Mourinho was to get the sack before the PSG game, we might have a chance because we might get a chance at playing some decent pressing football, which is a problem for a lot of teams. And we're seeing it with evidence from what Liverpool, what City, what most teams in the Premier League are doing right now. It's just the truth. What most teams in the Premier League are doing right now is they're pressing teams, they're going at them, and they're trying to hit teams on that quick counter once they get the ball.
Look how Liverpool pressed us yesterday.
But
look how Liverpool pressed us yesterday.
Yeah.
Like they pressed us so hard and quick that we just panicked and was like, and it was a dead ball.
Yeah, especially when you've got players that need 3 touches. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Even Ashley Young needs 4 or 5 touches with 1 foot.
Yeah, here's a question for you then, if you don't mind. If they were to sack Mourinho today, who would you want? Who would you go and get?
So we did do it on our weekly show last week. My number one, if we were to sack him tomorrow, go out and do everything you can to try and go get Pochettino. Everything you can to go get him. Like whatever you got to do to pay, whatever you got to do to get somebody like Pochettino that can work with less and do more.
Yeah.
That is what we need at Manchester United, because everybody sees that, like, here's the thing. We'll spend money, but we'll spend big money on, like, one player.
And then you've got, like, you know, like your Chelsea that would spend that much that we spent on like 2 decent players or 3 players.
Yeah.
And they'll win the league next year.
Same with City. City did it. Liverpool have done it. Like, these teams are spending less money and getting more out of their players, whereas we're spending big money to bring in players like Mkhitaryan, like Pogba, I mean, we didn't pay a transfer fee for him. I'm sure we paid big money to have Zlatan here. Like, we're paying big time money to come here and play here, but we're not getting the best out of them. We're just not.
Do you not think? Do you not think players are starting to see it as more of a paycheck?
I do. I do think that it's starting to become more of a paycheck thing. Like, I think that right now, with the way that, especially with the way that the team is going, that we are just a club that can pay people a lot of money because we have more money than anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, Craig, I know that you've kind of been back and forth on a couple different managers, but I mean, to answer Carl's question, who would you want to see brought in if Mourinho is fired tomorrow?
There's a few. I forgot about Allegri from Juventus.
I just don't want another defensive manager, man. I just don't.
I would say Poch, but then everyone would be like, yeah, but what he's won? What has he won? But then you could turn around and say, yeah, but he didn't have a lot to spend then, and if he had the money to spend, what would he do? Do you know what I mean? Like, and
he got Southampton into Europe, didn't he? He's got a hell of a lot closer than any other Tottenham manager to win the title.
And his player manager skills, like person skills, people skills, are a lot better than our managers, you know. And like I said, like, I think Poch and, you know, you got your Klopp and your Guardiolas. These managers, they're kind of managers that would pay for your Christmas do, you know, let you have a day off and, you know, be involved with it, you know, go bowling with your lads and, you know, pay for the lot, you know. But we've got a manager that have said, right, yeah, you can have Christmas do, but you can pay for it, right? But just remember, you're in training on Christmas Day at 4:00. Remember that. You know what I mean? And I would go for Poch. I would have Poch. You know what I mean?
I seen was it Chris in the chat has come up with my suggestion. I like Jardim from Monaco.
Monaco. Yeah, Jardim,
yeah, just because he nurtures youth. Do you know what I mean? What he's done with, you know, Bernardo Silva, Mbappe, Martial. You know, there's loads of them, mate. You know what I mean? And we need someone like that. I think. I don't know.
Well, but I mean, in fairness, he would be at the moment free to bring in, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. The only reason why I had my questions about Jardim is because it was playing in the French league, and when you look at his football that he played back in the day, as a comparison to once he actually kind of started using the youth and then started selling them off, there's a big difference. So I do worry about the style of football, which is why I would look to a manager that we've seen exactly what they've done consistently,
like Poch,
like Poch. Like, I mean, in fairness, like an Eddie Howe,
I rate Eddie Howe, man. I rate that guy.
You've seen what they do.
He's top, man.
Yeah. So I mean, guys, let's go ahead and let's start wrapping this up. But real quick, I wanted to say, because I saw who was it that asked it? I've got to find it. Oh, it was Dan Jones. So Dan Jones asked about if we're going to throw a party when Mourinho gets fired on the stream. We will be doing a party stream when Mourinho is eventually sacked. We'll probably do like a 12-hour stream. We'll have people just call in. We'll have fun. But the one rule is, guys, there's one rule if you're going to join the show. Number one, you have to be on Facecam. And number two, you have to have a Miller High Life with you to drink on stream. I don't even like the beer, but we're going to be living the high life when Mourinho gets fired.
Yeah.
It's just the truth. So, I mean, we'll go.
I know Carl likes a beer.
Anything with beer, mate.
So we'll go to Carl first. Carl, give us kind of your final thoughts, and then if there's anything you want to shout out, man, feel free to do it.
Yeah, no, I just looking forward to the next game as much as you can. Just hope it changes. You know what I mean? I hope the Liverpool loss sort of kicks him up the arse, mate. Play Mata, play Pogba, play them all. Do you know what I mean? Martial, Rashford, Lingard, play them all. Drop Lukaku, give Greenwood a chance. I know, like Craig said, it's a massive step, but just give him a shot. Just 20 minutes here and there, and 15 minutes. Just
it helped Rashford, didn't it, bruv?
Exactly. Rashford come in when we had no one else.
Martial got injured.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Just give him a taste of it. He's scoring goals for fun in with the kids and that. I want to see Bailly. I want to see that back three of Bailly, Lindelof, and Marcus Rojo is that guy that you just want that flies in the tackles. You know what I mean? He has heart. He has I want to see that
passion.
From players. Yeah, it's the passion. Herrera absolutely loves this club. I want to see more of that. Do you know what I mean? So maybe when we start picking up wins, it might improve. But until that day turns up,
well, we've got Cardiff at the weekend, mate. Yeah. Hopefully that's 3 points, man.
Yeah, it's one of them, though, isn't it? If we lose that, mate, or drop points,
I'm not going to work.
It's one of them, isn't
it? My cat's ill.
I mean, Carl, is there anything you want to shout out on the stream? Like anything at all? Feel free to do it, man.
I missed a few. I see a few questions in the chat. Was like how the fans and that feel at United and stuff. But we'll go into the next slide. I'm going to read the chat more. But thanks for your hospitality, mate. Let me come on.
No problem, man. I honestly this. I love having people on. I love getting people's opinions. And at the end of the day, you brought it. You brought all the opinions, and we had a great stream today. We really did. Everything was free flowing. I appreciate you guys taking over for me when I had to go answer the door.
No worries, man.
It's all good, man.
It was good. But just both Carl and Craig's Twitter handles are in the bottom, so be sure to follow them, catch them. You guys will. They're good follows, guys. They really are. But Craig, thank you for joining me as always, my friend. Anything you want to shout out and final thoughts on the match?
No.
That's fair. Nothing. Hey, fair.
Bro, I still feel absolutely wounded from it, mate. Like I said to Carl, since I've been going Manchester, the losses have been hard to take now. Yeah. Because we're investing in the club all the time now. Like they're getting our money monthly.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like and we lose, and it just, what am I paying for?
Do you know, mate? That's my feelings. Yeah, I'm 6 shirts in every year because all of the kids.
You got to get about 25, didn't you?
That's what I mean.
25 shirts.
That's what I mean. They want all the shirts. I made the mistake by taking the oldest to Old Trafford on the tour. Now she absolutely loves it. Do you know what I mean? She wants all the shirts, and all the others rent the shirts. I paid the season ticket. It's just
just shout out, just to say, don't lose faith in the club. If you've lost faith in Jose, that's cool, but don't lose faith in the club, man, because we'll be back, and we're Manchester United, and we'll never fade.
No,
just got to weather the storm.
At the end of the day, you guys like Craig just said there, remember, we are Manchester United. This has been around for longer than anybody that's been at the club. This has been around longer than anything that will continue to go on. Club.
Yeah.
Just remember, at the end of the day, guys, we are Manchester United. We will
love our club
from what's going on. We will. I guarantee it. Because you can all go all the way back to the days of Sir Matt Busby, and you saw how long it took us to come back from that. But guys, it's a matter of if. It's not a matter of if. It's when.
Yeah.
When we come back and when Manchester United are back on top, we'll be the ones that'll be getting to give it to all the different fans again.
We've just got to give it now, mate. We
got to take it because we've been giving it for, 30 years, basically?
We've been ahead of Banter FC.
Yeah. Right now, we've got to take our lumps. And let's be real. If you can't love your club through the hard times, how are you supposed to love them in the great times?
Yep.
You have to respect both sides. But, guys, again, Carl, thank you for joining me, my friend.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Craig, thank you for joining me.
No worries, man.
But guys, just genuinely thank you to everybody that joined in. We had a lot of people watching live today. Please drop a like on the video for my fantastic guests. But guys, I hope that you have a great night, a great day, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Just keep doing you guys, because genuinely, you guys are awesome. Love you guys.